Sadashivasamarambham Shankaracharya-madhyamam Asmadacharya-paryantam Vande Guru-paramparam Mukam karoti vachalam Pangum lankayate girim Yat kripatamaham vande Paramanandamadhavam Chaturvarnyam maya srishtam gunakarma vibhagashaha Tasya kartaram mam vidya kartaram avyayam. So we were looking at this verse, Chaturvarnyam maya srishtam. So here when Bhashyakara explains this Chaturvarnyam, so what is the basis of this four varnas means it is based on guna and karma, it is said. The guna here is actually sattva, rajas, tamas only. It is based on sattva, rajas, tamas, these gunas and how they combine with each other. So in this it is said that those who are sattva guna pradhanaha, they are all brahmanaha. So sattva guna is the pradhana guna and rajas and all is secondary. And where rajas is pradhana and sattva is secondary, they are all kshatriyas. Like that it is said. Then where rajas is pradhana but tamas is secondary, they are all vaishya. And where tamas is pradhana and rajas is secondary, they are all shudraha. Like that. That's how the guna vibhaga is said. And based on that guna vibhaga, karma also are different. The brahmana karma, kshatriya karma, vaishya karma, shudra karma, what are these? Again, these are all there in the Gita itself, it is talked about. Even in the 18th chapter, this shamaha, tapas are all brahmana karma, it is said. Or even like, generally it is said that brahmanas have 6 type of karma which they are supposed to do. That yajanam, yajanam means they are supposed to do everyday prayer, they are supposed to do not only for themselves. Understand this. Because any japa or Gayatri, for example, even Gayatri japa you take, or any puja we do, the sankalpa is for everybody only. Even the Gayatri japa is what? Diyo yo naha prachodayat, it is there. The naha is plural. It's not singular. You don't say that, you don't pray to the Savita Devata that you impel my buddhi alone. It's not like that. You are the one who is impelling our, because the naha is a plural. It's always all the prayers we do, even every day when we pray, we say Sarve Janaha Sukhino Bhavantu only. Correct? So that is how all our prayers are. The Brahmana Varna, whoever is there, even their prayer is not some selfish prayer only for themselves. It is always prayer for all the other people also who may not have time to do all these prayers due to their own lifestyle and vritti, correct? Whatever they are supposed to do. That's why in those days, in fact, my grandfather and all, they used to say that if something bad happens in a village, correct, like some akala maranam, they will not blame anybody else but only the brahmanas. They will say that the brahmanas in that village are not doing proper prayers, or they are not good, they have fallen. That is why all these things are happening. So the blame was always put on the brahmanas. It was like that actually. So the brahmana yajanam yajanam means they have to do all the prayers themselves every day, and they can also officiate for others and make others pray on behalf of others. Then patanam patanam. Again, their main thing is they have to gain knowledge and they have to teach. Because if a brahmana gains knowledge and if he does not teach, then they used to say that he will become Brahma Rakshasa. After death, you will become a Brahma Rakshasa like that. That means always it was said that knowledge should always be shared. If you have learned something, you should not keep it with yourself. That also was a very big deal in our society. If you learn something and do not pass it on to the next generation, then they say that it is a curse only. You will become a Brahma Rakshasa and all that. So patanam, patanam. Then danam, dapanam. In that danam, you can also receive dakshina. That is also there. You also give dakshina, you receive dakshina, you make others also to give dakshina and all that. These are all called Brahmana karma in general. That means they were only living on the largesse of others. The whole Brahmana community, the main problem was once British came, there was no patronage, correct? Then all the Brahmanas went to work in the British offices and all that as clerks and all that. That's where this whole thing became different. There, but like I said, nobody is even coming to learn the Veda now. It has become that bad. So maybe it will revive again. We don't know. It is all like everything else. Everything is a cycle, correct? In some ways, in fact, more people are learning the Veda. So I see a lot more Veda Patashalas now. Even though in my particular case, Samaveda is very difficult because there are very few Samavedis also traditionally. But a lot of the Yajurveda and all, I see a lot more now. Anyway, this Brahmana karma only is this, and they were not supposed to go and earn wealth or anything. Even in generally, even if they receive a lot of dakshina, there was a rule that within the next season, harvest season or something, they have to do some big yajna and again distribute all the wealth to everybody. They cannot hold on to wealth. Like this also, there were certain rules and regulations in terms of their lifestyle itself. So it's not an easy lifestyle, correct? That's why nobody is voluntarily coming to take it up now. But it was there. Okay. Then the Kshatriya also similarly, they have, like I said already, they were supposed to maintain the security and they were the rulers. So they all did that as a duty. Why I am saying is, recently in 2019, we did a Kumbhabhishekam in our Gurukulam, correct? So our Gurukulam is there in a place called Singambatti Jami. That Singambatti had a ruler actually. He was the last official ruler in British India, still to be a king. Okay, that Singambatti Jameen, that king was there, and he was still living at that time in 2019. He was 95 years old or something. So, out of respect, we went to meet him and invite him for the Kumbhabhishekam and all that. So, he was very happy to receive us. So, because they also have any Brahmana goes to a king means they always respect. That respect is there in our culture. It was there even now, so I was very surprised by that. So I went there. He was talking to us for 1 hour. Myself and Sri Vidya, we both went. He himself says that our main dharma is that we have to protect Brahmanas and cows. Like that, he was telling me all that and how he has to protect everybody else also. All and how did they do all that? What all he did, his forefathers did. Everything he was telling me like a story for more than 1 hour. So they had a certain, they also did all these things as a duty only, I'm saying. It's not that it is some kind of a power trip or anything for them. Because they were already born into that means it's not a big deal for them. And they do all these things only with a certain sense of duty. They were doing that. So like that each one of them were doing that, and I don't think anybody felt oppressed by the one or the other or anything like that. The only thing is any oppression and all that came later, I think. I don't think originally our forefathers, with all the kind of literature and everything we see, that somehow everybody is oppressed for the past 5,000 years and all that is not believable. I don't think there is any truth in that. So because this whole Varna thing becomes complicated because of this kind of an approach only. So I don't think that is really true. So everybody was living a certain lifestyle. So I even see all the different jatis and all that is only a certain kind of freedom also, correct? They all had a certain lifestyle and they had the freedom to continue that. Nobody was forcing one jati to behave, or some of them, depending on in which place they were, they had a different status also in the society. Every jati was not the same in every part of the country. Like this, there are so many, if you read our social history and all that, it can be quite complicated. But anyway, so this division, Bhagavan says, I created based on guna and karma. So there is a certain guna in amongst the triguna, whatever is pradhana, based on that the karma also has been assigned. So Vaishya means the main karma is to Krishi Vanijyam and all that. Okay, they are the ones agriculturalists, traders. Their uh, primary duty is wealth creation, and without wealth creation, even Kshatriya also cannot be there. Who will they tax? If nobody is creating wealth, there cannot be any tax, and government also will not have any money. So everybody is dependent on everybody else. That is why they are all, even in the Purusha Sukta, they have all come from the Bhagavan's body only, correct? Everybody is part of the same Bhagavan, and all parts are important if it has to function, if the body has to function. Even there, they think that somehow one part is lesser than the other and all that. I don't know whether we can even take it like that. So, anyway, so here, continuing, so anyway, Bhagavan says, even though I have created all these things, but that is only Maya, correct? The whole creation itself is Maya, the Kartrutvam also is Maya only. In reality, I am Akarta and also Avyaya. I have not changed in any manner. Now continuing, Namam Karmani Limpanti, Name Karma Phale Spriha, Itimam Yobhijanati, Karma Bhirna Sabadhyate. So he says, already I said he is Akarta, but he makes it very explicit here. He says, Namam Karmani Limpanti. None of this karma they bind. Because Bhagavan himself, as we saw in the Avatarvada also, Bhagavan's Deha is not born out of any karma. Bhagavan is not subjected to any papa or punya or anything like that. None of this karma can bind Bhagavan. But another reason for that also is what? Name karma pale spriha. And Bhagavan also cannot have any longing for any particular karma phala. Bhagavan is beyond all raga, dvesha, all karma phala. So this is very clear. I am not bound by any karma and I don't have any interest in any karma phala. But the other next line is very important, correct? Itimam yobi janati. Whoever knows about me like this, karma birnasa bhatyate. They also are not bound by any karma. So again, this is like a Mahavakya, correct? So Bhagavan's nature is that Bhagavan is not bound by any karma and Bhagavan is not having any spriha for karma phala, etc. The same thing you can know about yourself also. In the same manner, you know about yourself that I am not bound by any karma in reality because aham akarta. And again, I have no interest in any karma phala also because anyway it is all anityam. It's all limited only. So it's impermanent. So if you know yourself like that, you are also not bound by any karma because if you are an akarta, you cannot have any karma. There is no karma for you. So karma bihi nasabadhyate. Why karma bihi? Why it is said? Because we have all this sanchita karma, prarabdha karma, agami karma, and all we talk about. Correct? Different types of karma we talk about. So sanchita means all the accumulated karma is called sanchita. Sanchita itself means accumulation only or accumulated. Prarabdha, as we say, is the one which has started this particular life. All the karma which has given you this body and the certain parentage and all that, and all the experiences which you are going through in this lifetime, that is called prarabdha karma. And whatever you are doing right now and collecting karma, correct? You are acting throughout in this life and you are collecting so much karma, all that also will fructify either in this lifetime later or in another lifetime. That is called agami karma. But for the jnani, none of these karma are there. They are all gone at the same time. Okay. Because jnani knows that aham akarta, I am not even a karta. So they do not apply. So the jnani is not bound by that. So anybody who knows that aham akarta and no karma can bind me and I have no interest in any karma phala, such a person can never be bound by any karma. So Bhagavan makes it very clear here. And then it's not only that, it's not something new that only you have to do this, correct? Like this, already people have been there before. That also he says in the next verse. What does he say? Evam yatva kritam karma purvairapi mumukshubhi kuru karmaiva tasmatvam purvaih purvataram kritam. So in this manner, already people have known, like what I have said now. And then, so, and who are those people are also mumukshus only. Purvaihi api mumukshubhihi, by the mumukshus who were there before, it was known in the same manner that I am not bound by any karma, I am not interested in any karma phala, but still they did karma. This already Bhagavan mentions in the third chapter, Karmanaivahi samsiddham astita janakadeyaha, like that. Okay, Janakadi, Janaka, etc. Janaka was a king, but he was also a jnani, correct? He appears in the Brihadaranyaka Upanishad. Janaka learns from Yajnavalkya. Yajnavalkya teaches Janaka. Janaka becomes a jnani, but he is also a king. He was doing all the duties of a king. So he is a Rajarishi. Then Bhashyakara says Adipadat Ashwapati also he includes a king called Ashwapati. But I don't know what is the story of Ashwapati. There are many Ashwapatis. There are some Ashwapati in Mahabharata. There is an Ashwapati in Ramayana also. But whether they whether they are jnanis or how, or which Ashwapati Bhashyakara is referring there, I am not able to locate the reference. Maybe some of you who are more experts in Purana, you can go and search. Okay. So who is this Ashwapati? Because Bhashyakara says Janakadayaha Adipadat Ashwapati also he includes there. So all these people also have done before karma, but they were also jnanis, correct? Or mumukshus. Even if you are not jnani, you have to do karma for sattva shuddhi, correct? For antakarana shuddhyartham, for the purpose of purifying your mind, you have to do karma. Or if you are already jnani also, why should I do karma? Means loka sangrahame vapi sampashyan kartum arhasi. That also Bhagavan has said in the third chapter itself. Even if you are a jnani, you have to still do karma. Why? Because for loka sangraha, for the benefit of the world in general. So keeping the loka sangraha in mind, even though you know that you are akarta, you are not interested in any karma, you still do that. In fact, he says, I myself I am doing all this only for that purpose. Like that in the third chapter, that portion is very beautiful. So the karma is to be done like that. So here, so already in this manner, whoever the mumukshus who have known before, they have done. Therefore, Bhagavan says Arjuna to Arjuna that Kuru karmaiva. So therefore, you do whatever you are supposed to do now. You cannot just give up and become a sannyasi right in the middle of the battlefield. Whatever is to be done, therefore you do here. Tasmat tvam Kuru karmaiva. Like even whatever was done previously by others. Purvaihi purvataram kritam, in whichever manner they did, with whatever attitude and knowledge they did the karma before, in the same manner you have to now do the karma. You cannot run away and become a sannyasi. Having said that, then now he says that you have to know properly about karma, different types of karma and all that. So he says, Kim karma kimakarmeti kavayopyatra mohitaha tatte karma pravakshyami yajnatva mokshase shubhat. So he says, I will tell you now about what is karma, what is akarma, what is to be done, what is not to be done, what is prohibited, and what is akarma also, what is being like without doing anything, correct? Or your very nature is really akarma only. So, what is karma, what is akarma, all these things, I will tell you why, because kavayaha api atra mohitaha. Those who are kavi, means normally kavi means they are all, they know everything. That is the meaning of kavi. Means very knowledgeable people, panditaha. But even such knowledgeable people, they are all confused with reference to what is karma and what is akarma, what is not karma. Therefore, to give you clarity, to remove all confusion, I will now tell you what is everything about karma. Tatte karma pravakshyami. Tat karma te pravakshyami. This karma, I will tell you about all about that karma. Having known which, you will become free from this samsara. Ashubhat mokshyase. Because you will become free from the bondage of karma itself. You will become free from all types of bondage by knowing the reality of karma. What is karma, what is akarma, etc. Once you know all that, you yourself can be freed from all types of karma. That is the idea here. So I am going to now tell you about karma, and even in that, what you have to know, he says that explicitly in the next verse. Karmano hyapi bodhavyam, bodhavyam cha vikarmanaha, akarmanascha bodhavyam, kahana karmano gatihi. So he says you have to know what is karma. Karmanaha api bodhavyam asti, vikarmanaha api bodhavyam asti, akarmanascha bodhavyam asti. So karmanaha bodhavyam means what is vihita karma. Whatever is to be done, that also you should know. Vikarma means whatever is nishiddha karma. Whatever is prohibited, whatever you are not supposed to do, that also you have to know. And akarma means tushnim bhavaha, like that Bhashyakara says. That means how to be there without doing anything also you have to know. What is the meaning of that? How do you be there as an akarta? That also you have to know. All these three things you have to know, because all these three things are very complicated. He says kahana means it's very profound. It's not very easy to understand these things, because kavayopyatri mohitaha, already he has said that. Even very learned people are all deluded or confused with reference to this. So the karmanaha gatihi kahana, he says, it is very profound. It is not very easy to understand. Therefore, I myself, I will teach you about all these things. And the next verse is the most important verse. Very interesting verse also. And there is a Purvapaksha Siddhanta also in the Bhashya, very interesting. So next verse it was Karmanya karmayah pashyet akarmani cha karmayaha sabuddhiman manushyeshu sayuktah kritsna karma krite. So now Bhagavan is explaining all that you are supposed to know about karma. Okay, what is that? He says karmani akarmayah pashyet. The one who sees akarma in karma, karmani in karma, akarma yaf pashyet, the one who sees akarma in karma. And then what? Akarmani cha karma yaha. In akarma, one who sees karma. It is similar to that other verse I said, correct? Nasato vidyate bhavaha, na bhavo vidyate sataha, he said originally. Here with reference to karma also he says something like that. And then he says, one who knows these two things, what? Sabuddhiman manushyeshu, he says. He is the one who is buddhiman amongst all the human beings. The most intelligent is the person who sees karma in akarma and akarma in karma. And sayukta krishna karma krite. And that person who is yuktaha also, who is basically yuktaha means in Gita Bhashaka, sorry, Bhagavan uses this word yukta a lot. Yukta means for whom everything is aligned. That means your thought, word, and deed are all aligned. Such a person is called yuktaha. So this person will become a yuktaha, and also krishna karma krita means what? It is as though he has achieved everything. Whatever is to be done, everything he has done already. This person. He is a krishna. Krishna means all, everything. Krishna karma krita means he has done everything which is to be done. He has attained everything that needs to be attained also. Like that he says. So then what is this karmani akarma yaf pashyet then? In fact, in the Bhashya also, the Purvapakshi asks, what is this all contradictory? How can anybody see akarma in karma? What is Bhagavan saying here? It doesn't look sensible. Then Bhashyakara says, no. That the truth of Every being is that akarma alone is the truth. But people see karma in that. That is the delusion. Therefore, Bhagavan is well justified in saying that you have to see akarma in karma. So, whatever karma, whatever activities which are happening here, they are all only due to guna, correct? But we are taking the agency on ourselves. We think that I am doing this. But Atma has no connection to any of these things really. Guna guneshu vartante, like that, Bhagavan will say later on. It's all only the gunas themselves are active. And whatever is happening in the presence of Atma. But Atma itself is not a karta. The kartritvam is only superimposed on Atma. There is no kartritvam to Atma. The reality of Atma is that akartaram only. The Atma is an akarta. Therefore, even when some karma is happening, if you are seeing only yourself as akarta, means there is only akarma there. There is no kriya or anything which you have done. That is what is the truth. That is what one has to understand. So here, this karmani akarma yaf pashyet is the jnanam that Bhagavan is talking about. That is the reality one has to understand. Even though you think that so many things are happening and I am doing, all action is happening only in the dehatma sanghata, correct? Whatever we have here, the antakarana and indriyas and deha, activity and all is happening in that. But then you place your eye on that and take yourself as the karta and say that I am doing all these things. The I thought also is joined with that. But in reality, none of this can be really called as I only. Deha is, as I told you, Deha is also Anatma only. It is something which is known to you. Whatever I know is not I. And all the prana, etc., also is known to you. That is also not I. All the indriyas are also known to you. Whether they function or not, you only know that. Whatever is happening in the mind also is known to you. So all these things are known to you. They are all not Atma. They are all really Anatma. They are the action in them is there because of there is no equilibrium in the gunas. The gunas themselves are they are acting on each other. Guna guneshu vartante, like that Bhagavan will say later. So it is all only the activity of the three gunas, sattva, rajas, tamas. The inequilibrium in that only is causing the entire creation itself. That's how we look at the pralaya means the sattva, rajas, tamas has gone into equilibrium. That means there won't be any srishti, everything is unmanifest. How does it manifest from there? Means that equilibrium is disturbed. And different things are pradhana. The sattva, rajas, tamas and all that, they are not in equilibrium and then they act on each other and all that. That's how the whole activity is happening. That's how Gita is presenting the whole creation and all the activities which are happening here. But you superimpose upon yourself the kartritvam, even though only the gunas are acting on the gunas, the other gunas, but you superimpose the kartritvam on yourself and take yourself as a karta and think that I am doing this and therefore I have karma, etc. But in reality, there is no karma for you. You are an akarta, therefore you are, even though you are seeing all these activities, you have to see akarma in karma. Then you are a jnani. Similarly, what akarmani cha karma yaha means what? Even if an ajnani is sitting without any doing, correct? Doing anything, but that also is sitting with willfully sitting there, correct? In fact, if I ask any of you to sit without doing anything for one day also, it is difficult. Because that you are sitting with lot of free will, you have to sit. Because your tendency is to do something always. That means if I ask you to sit, that itself becomes a great karma for you. That is a great, you have to use so much free will to sit in one place. So Swamiji used to say like Summa ire means Summa irikkaradu is the most difficult thing. Just without doing anything, if I ask people to sit, that becomes the most difficult thing for most of the people, at least. It's not an easy thing. So even if somebody is not doing anything, but if will is involved there, means he is actually doing. Not doing anything also is a big doing for that person, correct? There you are seeing karma. So you have to see karma there. So akarmani cha karmayaha. So karmani akarmayah pashyet, akarmani cha karmayaha means only the one who sees like this really understands what karma is and also one's own nature. So then you become buddhiman. Sabuddhiman manusheshu, amongst all the manushyas, you are the most intelligent. And also, since you are an akarta abhokta, you are no more interested in any way karma and karma phala. That means it's as though you have accomplished everything that is to be accomplished. So, Shnute Sarvan Kamaan Saha, like that even in Taittiriya Upanishad also it is there. The one who knows this Brahman, it is as though Yugapad, immediately you have accomplished everything that needs to be accomplished. You have gained everything that you wanted to gain. Kritakrityaha also is another word which is used a lot in the Gita also. Kritakrityaha means what you have already done, whatever is to be done. All that is to be done, you have already done. You have accomplished everything which needs to be accomplished. There is no more anything that needs to be accomplished because you are Atmanyeva Atmana Tushtaha. Correct? Even the Sthita Prajna Lakshana, which is said in the second chapter, the Lakshana of a Jnani. Correct? Sthita Prajnaha means for whom the knowledge is firm. That person also, when Bhagavan is talking about such a person, he says he is happy in himself, being himself. Correct? Means does not require anything external, does not require any other karma phala to attain anything else. That is the total freedom. You are not dependent on anything else for your own happiness. Means you have as though accomplished everything that needs to be accomplished. There is nothing for you to accomplish really. That is the meaning of that. So you have become Krishna Karma Kriti. You are the one who has accomplished everything that needs to be accomplished. There is nothing more for you to be accomplished. That's how you can sit in one place also, correct? That's how we see all our jnanis are all like that. And other people are going to them. I even talked about that. Even about Ramana, I told you. Why Ramana is able to sit in one place? Because he is Krishna Karma Kriti. He does not have to do anything. He knows his own reality and he does not depend upon anything else for his happiness. He is happy being himself in himself. There is nothing external. In fact, there is nothing real externally also. There is nothing external other than himself. That is the drishti of a jnani anyway. So that being the case, all jnanis are kritakrityaha, Krishna karma krit. And that is why they are what they are. That is their greatness. And everybody else is lacking that. Even though relatively you may say they are successful people, they have accomplished so many things and all that, in themselves they are lacking, correct? They themselves are feeling that, and that's why they are going to a person, anybody who is considered a jnani, they all go to them because in their own judgment they are lacking something, they are still wanting. Others may think that this person has accomplished so much, but in his own vision, in his own judgment, he is lacking so many things. Whatever he has accomplished does not mean anything anymore. Most of the time it happens like that, correct? Anything is very great only till the time you accomplish that. Even if you are climbing Everest, let us say you have climbed the Everest, what are you going to do? You can take some couple of selfies nowadays, I think. Even that was not possible in 1950s and all that. But nowadays you can, hopefully your mobile phone will function there in that cold. So you take some selfies, plant some flag and all that, then that high is over, correct? You have to come down. You cannot be sitting there also. And maybe you can talk about it for some time. But then that's it, correct? You have to go for something else. Any accomplishment is like that. Once you have accomplished it, it is no more great. And you have to set your sights on something else, and it's an endless cycle. So even very accomplished people, that's why if they are able to see the limitations of their own accomplishments and then further analyze all the things which they are doing, correct, all the struggle which they are going through, then naturally they have to come only to Vedanta. There is no other solution for them. But they are the ones who are mature enough and qualified to come to Vedanta. Anybody who is accomplished and who has seen the limitations of their own accomplishments, such people are the ideal people to whom we can teach Vedanta easily. Those who are still desperate to accomplish something and make a name for themselves and all that, you can give them some blessings and tell them that you do everything according to dharma at least. That is the only teaching we can give. In fact, most of the Shankaracharyas will do that only. They will give their blessings and say that you do everything properly and we bless you. Only few people who are ready for this knowledge, even if you teach them, it will be useful, correct? Otherwise, it will go over their head. So anyway, so here this jnani is he has the Krishna karma krita, means he has accomplished whatever is to be accomplished. He has nothing more. And then continuing, yasya sarve samarambhaha kama sankalpa varjitaha. Okay, jnanagnidagdha karmanam tamahu panditam buddhaha. Okay, so yasya sarve samarambhaha, for whom yasya sarve samarambhaha means what? All the undertakings, you can say. Arambhaha means you are beginning something, correct? You are pursuing something, means you are undertaking some new some endeavor. So for him, for whom all the undertakings, any new undertaking, endeavor. And what is that? Kama sankalpa varjitaha. In all these undertakings, what? How do you start? Without any desire for the karma phala itself. Okay, free from the longing for results of action, and also it is not, you do not say that I am doing this. It is not due to your free will or anything that you are a karta, you are starting it. It is just that you are doing it more like loka sangraham, like it is a yajna. You are participating in the yajna of Bhagavan. It is only the whatever script Ishvara has given, you are going along with that. It is your prarabdha, otherwise you have to take. Okay, and also further what? Jnanagni dagdha karmanam, and for whom all the karma has been burnt up already by the jnana agni. So jnana is always equated to agni, I said already. And for this person, once you know you are an akarta, that jnana itself burns away all your karma. You don't have any karma for yourself because you are akarta. And such a person only, even though he is doing all these activities, but any undertaking this jnani is taking up, that undertaking is not because of his own will or anything like that, that he thinks himself as a karta and I have to accomplish this and I have to get all these results of action and all that. He is just starting because of the only fact that it has to be done for the welfare of the world and all that. Loka Sangraham only for that purpose he is starting that, because he himself knows for him all the karmas are already gone with the jnanam that aham akarta. And such a person only what? Panditam tam ahuhu buddhaha. So such a person is called Pandita. Tam Panditam Buddhaha. Buddhaha means already those who are jnanis, those who are knowledgeable people, the sages, saints. All these people say that such a person, even though he is akarta, he may be engaged in all kinds of activities. He is undertaking many new endeavors also. But all those undertakings, how is he starting that? Kama Sankalpa Varjita. All the undertakings, they are not for the purpose of any particular karma phala, or they are not started with the idea that aham karta, I am the karta, etc. So with that understanding, if you start, and then you are still a pandita only. You are not an ajnani. Even though he is doing all these actions, these are not like what ajnanis do. This person for whom all the karma which are already burnt means he is only a jnani. He is a pandita like that. So one who knows the nature of karma and sees akarma in karma, such a person can still continue to do karma. That is the idea. Such a person can undertake different endeavors also, but still such person is only a pandita. Just because somebody is involved in activity does not mean that that person is an ignorant person or anything. That is the important thing here. The rest of the things we'll see in the next class. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vasishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om.